Oh, oops. Sorry about that, everybody.
Whoopsie.
See, Ed's already here. I don't even need to introduce him because we can watch the other video that I messed up once again to see, that screw up. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm late. I know. I clicked on the wrong thing. I basically created a new stream by mistake instead of clicking on the one that I scheduled. So, everybody, thanks so much for joining tonight. We've got a lot to talk about. We can sit here and make fun of me as much as you want because I've earned it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Everybody,
it was kind of fun because it was a good beginning too, man. I was just like, wow, we're just flowing really well, and then I noticed the we didn't have many people that were on board, and I was just like, there's something weird about today. And then for some reason I got kicked out, and I'm like, wait a second. There's something wrong, and then Peter realized, oh, we're on the wrong thingamajig.
Yeah,
on the wrong. What was it?
Welcome to the show, everybody. Oh, hang on. Can you hear that?
You're just
playing.
Yeah,
myself.
I heard that. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Yeah, that was me playing myself there, just making sure it's working. So, anyways, I messed up. So. Basically, the application I use when I schedule it, Ed, you schedule it, but then you have to go back and reselect it, and I didn't do it. Ed and I had such a good conversation going on that I didn't realize that. And anyways, it's happened once before where we had kind of a little blooper show. Well, this will be one of those.
Another blooper.
Anyways, everybody, thanks so much for joining tonight. I want to say this again, just because this, so that's in this video, is everybody needs to go to Caneswear. Go to Caneswear to buy all your Inter Miami gear. Best prices in town. Located in Davie, just south of 595 on University Boulevard. And if that's too far for you, go to caneswear.com. Any orders over $99, shipped for free. And I went into maybe a little bit longer on the other video, but this just got the best deals in town. Follow them on social media, and you can see when they post sales. So,
it just all seems like deja vu, Peter. We're like,
I feel like we just did this.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah, we just did
Groundhog Day or something.
Anyway, some technical difficulties on my end. Technical difficulties on my end. I'm a dummy sometimes. So, anyways, we'll have some fun tonight. Like I said in the opening of the show, is that originally the other opening that it was a late night game. Lots of people falling asleep before the game started. You were saying Jazz Fusion had fallen asleep.
Jazz Fusion. Yeah, let me say that again, just in case that Jazz Fusion wrote that he fell asleep during the rain delay and he didn't wake up until it was over.
Yeah,
and I think that happened to a lot of people. Peter said he did his lawn at 8 in.
I'm tired, man. I'm tired at that time. I did not fall asleep, but I had to boost myself with some Cafe Bustelo so that I could get through the game because it was a late night game, and I am an early sleeper. I guess I go to bed early, old man thing, and but
I'm an old man too, but I don't do that. Mornings I sleep.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
I'll cut the lawn later.
Let's say hi to everybody in the chat. I know there's probably more people. In this one than the other one, which is good.
There are people now because that's what we were wondering. There was only 3 people on the other one. We're like, something's weird here. Yeah. Anyways, so the first person I already mentioned, Jazz Fusion. Thanks, Jazz, for I know you fell asleep and all, but I don't think you missed that much, especially the last few minutes of the game. Thanks for joining us, Jazz. We also had Kata. How you doing? Do you see him, Peter?
Yeah, I see Akata.
Kata's on here.
Chat in here.
And we got One World, One Goal. How you doing? She's always following us. And she's on vacay.
Always eating, too. Whenever she's watching our show, she's always eating.
Dude, I guess we give her an appetite.
That's cool. Yeah, but I'm kind of hungry, though. And she's usually eating some good Italian food, it sounds like. So
yeah, man, Italiano.
Yeah.
We got a new Wiseman. Our friend from Atlanta. Look.
Yeah, he's bringing politics into the show a little bit, but
he actually talked about how Joseph Martinez was calling out the club.
Oh, I didn't see that chat, but
I think that
was it related?
Other one.
Yeah, I mean, well, we could talk about this real quick before we continue. Just He says, a new Weissman says, disappointed with my club. They're banning people from the stadium who bring in pro-choice banners, one world, one goal. So he's talking to one world, one goal. So,
okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I mean,
some other ones. Jazz Fusion is also talking about Carranza, how he just had a hat trick.
Yeah, did you guys see that? Carranza scoring a hat trick? Luckily for us, he will not be playing against us this Wednesday.
Yeah,
because he's not allowed.
He can't.
He's not allowed. He's a loaned player. Loaned players are not allowed to play against their owned ownership club, whatever. But that's something we got.
Well, that's good for us.
Yeah, but I wonder. I don't really know the details of the loan. Is there an option to buy for Philadelphia? I mean, because at this point, you'd think Philly wants to buy him.
Yeah, he's doing really well, and if they don't want to buy him, and if we lose Campana for some reason, because he's probably, he's also doing well.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind Carranza back because the kid's on fire.
The kid's got confidence now. So, and the problem with Carranza, I think, when he was here, was more so he was just injured all the time, and he didn't really get a chance to get in the flow. And just like all the forwards in this team, we have nobody to give him the ball. But hopefully that's changing, and we're going to get to that in a little bit.
Oh yeah, we're getting to that in a bit. Peter Brown, Richard Greenberg, how you doing, my friend?
From Toronto.
Old Richard. And we got Peter's nemesis, Eric Thomas.
Nemesis? He and I had a good time at a game recently, a month ago or so.
Yeah, we got Jose Velasquez is also with us. And we got Nick Cherub from Los Angeles. How's it going, man? I was actually born in LA.
I was just there 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good old Peter.
So hey, let's pause there for a second. This is what's up, and maybe Nick can tell me this, and I don't know if you know this, Ed, because it was a long time ago that you lived there. What's up with the bushes in LA? Hear me out. You have your nice bushes in the front of your yard, your back of the yard, what have you. I like to keep mine nice and trimmed. I was actually working on them this morning, keep them trimmed up, but it's another level in LA. These bushes are like perfectly square bushes. The house may look like garbage, but their bushes look amazing. What is the deal with the bushes? The whole time, my wife is sitting there telling me, I want you to make our bushes look like that.
It's a California thing. They like their bush nice and trim, Peter Brown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you had to go there. I'm talking literally about the plants, Ed. All right, who's next?
Who's next? That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Anyways. So, who are we talking about? Next one is... You got me on a... There's a lot of conversations in there. Yeah. And I don't see any other...
There was Jazz Fusion was in there. I think you mentioned him already. Jay Kington is watching on Facebook, so you won't see him. He's saying they do have an option to buy, he never got his honest chance with us, which is true. He was hurt a lot, and he's I'm sure at this point, Carranza probably would like to stay in Philadelphia. Kata thinks that the option for Carranza is somewhere in the neighborhood of $5 million. So that's the thing, is whether he's playing well or not, does Philadelphia want to pay $5 million for him? Because
and they just might.
I don't
know, how much did we pay for him? Do you remember?
If I remember off the top of my head, I want to say we paid somewhere in the neighborhood of $6 million or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know,
but back in the Paul McDonough days,
we're just throwing money around left and right.
They were throwing money around like crazy, and none of them, except it seems maybe Carranza might be the only one that's gonna pan out. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
everybody else was a bad investment.
Yeah, absolutely. But Carranza's thriving over there, and you got to wonder. Jay thinks that we spent $7 million on it. Okay, maybe. I mean, we can Google, but somewhere in that neighborhood. We're all. The other thing that happens when you get older, Ed, your memory.
You forget things.
You forget everything, man. You forget everything.
Yeah. Sometimes I look at you and I forget what your name is.
We're talking about a a TV show that we're going to talk about on tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to do the nerd show that we kind of promoted on the screw up video that I did, and
like that shark going by.
Yeah. Eric Thomas asked the question because we're getting off on this Carranza take. Is the rise of Carranza another failure on behalf of this club? In specific, the failure of Phil Neville asking for a friend. It's a failure on this club. I don't know if where it falls, but it's definitely a failure of this club. Is it Neville's fault that he didn't have the players around to, for the midfield to, that midfield general to supply the ball to Carranza? I don't know. But, I would say no, it's not his fault. But, I mean, he's got to take some blame on all that.
Yeah, but I don't want to jump ahead, Peter. Okay. But, talk about midfield generals. I think we got one.
That's right. Yeah. So I covered a little bit of this on the Tuesday night show because that Tuesday night show, or was it Tuesday? Yeah, I did a Tuesday night show. And, to make up for the fact that we didn't do one on Sunday because it was a holiday. Yeah. Holiday weekend. It was a so I did one thing, Tuesday. And that was the night that the news broke about Alejandro Pozuelo. And that was not my intent to talk about that, but then it just came up. So yeah, we've got our number 10. Will he plays as a number 10 or with the number 10? Question. Does he get the number 10? Does Higuain give it up?
They gave him number 8.
Did they? They already did it? Okay, I didn't see that.
I already saw it. Yeah, I already saw it.
And, at least you're paying attention.
They started printing out the jerseys, and it's got number 8 on it. So he's not giving up. Higuain's not giving up the 10.
I didn't think he would. But
nah, you kind of expected him not to.
So Pozuelo, he was the 2020 MVP of the year. So we've got a 2020 MVP. Some people would say he's kind of slid a little bit, but more than anything, it sounds like he just doesn't really fit in Toronto's game plan. Their entire Italian makeover that they're doing over there. So he doesn't quite
Richard
fit.
Greenberg could probably tell us a little bit about that if you put it in the chat.
Yeah. And so we're getting Pozuelo for 150,000 GAM, general allocation money. That's all we're having to give Toronto. Clearly, we got to pay his salary, but we get to basically try him out for a half a season to see if he fits Inter Miami, and then his contract expires. So he's going to have to get a new contract with us, and he's expressed interest in wanting to stay in MLS. So the guy wants to stay. He's motivated to play really well. He's in a new city, new club, playing for a contract. I think we got a hell of a deal. What are your thoughts? Because everybody already heard me talking about it on Tuesday. What do you think?
No, I think Pozuelo's he's proved himself in Toronto. I think he was the best player in Major League Soccer. So we've got a good thing going here. He's definitely the number 10 that we needed. We hope that he's going to adapt. I don't think he's going to have a problem adapting because Miami is basically the capital of Latin America. So he's Spanish, so he's good. He speaks the language. He can have those cafe busuelos and bustelos. I'm sorry.
I was going to say that again.
Yeah, sorry.
Busuelo.
It just I had a Peter Brown moment, right?
A senior moment.
Yeah, there you go. So no, I think he's going to be good, Peter. I think he's going to mesh well with the team. I'm kind of interested to see. Duke's not going to get the playing time. He's going to be the one that's sacrificed. I hate for that to happen to him because he's up and coming and he wants to play, but he'll be a good sub. As far as who's going to play in midfield, I think we already know that Mota and see, I'm forgetting names already.
Gregory,
captain
Gregory.
Woo, yeah. Gregory's going to be. They're going to be the two guys right behind him. So I'm really interested to see. We're probably still going to play with Campana up front. Higuain's probably just he didn't even come in as a sub. So I think he's relegated to being super sub, which might work out.
Higuain didn't travel. He never even made the flight. So he stayed home. They claimed a illness, not COVID related, but some sort of illness. I say claim because I don't buy it. It's just it gives him the coach just tells him, look, we're not playing you, so just stay home.
Right, just stay home and chill and do what you got to do. Play you get to be super sub for the rest of the season, and then maybe you can find another team. He can probably go back and play in Argentina or something. One last hoorah, unless he wants to stay with the team in some way, like his brother is as a coach. I think that would he might be able to do something like that, but he'll probably be wasting his hand to the poor kids.
That's the thing. Isn't a coach supposed to be somebody that leads by example partially? I mean, you got to do what the guy says, but you also have to lead by example. And he doesn't set the example I want my team to follow. Sure, he's got skill and he could teach the players some things, but he's just got the wrong attitude, at least for young players, I think. I mean, you can't tell somebody to act like a professional when he doesn't.
Right. And One World is making fun of me. She says I've had a little too many cervezas. No, I actually had a nap. I haven't had a nap in like years. So I think that's what probably affected me. I'm still kind of out of it.
I like what Jay Kingdon of Inter Miami CF podcast says. Gonzalo injured his pride. That's great. And I would agree. I would totally agree. Yeah, so I think he's definitely. I mean, Richard was saying that Bob Bradley wanted him to play wing, and he used to be float around. Bradley was also disappointed with his defense. So I don't think that. So having Mata and
Gregory. So you're forgetting too.
I just did it. Behind him, I don't think we need to worry about him doing too much defensive work because Gregory is a beast back there. Mata's got his ups and downs. My biggest issue with Mata, and he did it again on the Orlando game, is his shots from like 30 yards out that are always over the net. So that's my issue with him.
He put up some clips on his Instagram, I think it was, or Twitter, where he was saying he was celebrating 350 professional games.
Okay.
And he had some of the clips in there where he actually scored for his other teams, and they were mostly long distance shots. So he must have been doing that before, but for some reason, maybe it's the MLS ball or something.
Yeah,
he's
blame it on the ball.
As I'm just saying, Peter, it's something. There's got to be a reason to him not being able to point very well, because he takes his shots, but he, in those videos I saw him score, and then over here he's not scoring much. So
right. Something Richards mentions here about Pozuelo, which is important. TFC teammates really liked him. He was great with the younger players. So speaking about that, as far as like his attitude, that was one of the things I liked. So he was here, I think it was on Thursday. He insisted that he practice with the team on Thursday, even though he's still pending his visa. So he can't play with the team. He can't technically work, right? Because he doesn't have a work visa. But he insisted that he come and train, because that's the kind of guy you want, So he's and I'm curious in how quickly they can get the visa done. So he can't. Obviously he won't be playing for Inter Miami on Wednesday, because when we play Philadelphia, don't know if they could get it done in time for the weekend for Charlotte.
The Charlotte game.
If you and I were trying to get a visa, it's going to take a work permit visa. It'll take us like 6 months. But they seem to be able to get things done in a couple of weeks' time. I guess
they got the connections.
Correct change and correct connections. They seem to get them done quicker. And that would also apply with Corentin Jean as well. Hey Ed, let's you want to take a break here and listen to a voicemail?
Let's do it.
It's time for your voicemail.
Hello.
What's up, mi gente? It's your boy Yankee Yank calling from the motherland, aka Maryland. Listen, y'all, I honestly don't know what to say. I remember when I used to call you guys and encourage you and say, hey, it's going to get better, Inter Miami. And here I find that my local DC United is on the lowest number of points in the MLS.
Destroyed.
after getting completely obliterated, embarrassed, destroyed, dissected by Philadelphia Union 7-0 the other night. We're in
next?
the basement looking up at y'all. If it wasn't for the sorry Chicago Fire, we'd even be in that very final spot. So you guys got your reinforcements coming in. Good luck to you. We are just looking up from the bottom of the table. We're hoping that Wayne Rooney, whose wife went Yoko Ono the last time he was here and broke up the DC United Wayne Rooney great group, we're hoping that Rooney will come back to DC, which makes no sense to me if you left because your wife hated the area and you decided to go back to England. But hey, we're just abysmal here. Y'all have hope with your reinforcements. We got nothing but a bunch of disappointment. Y'all take care. Holler at you later, players.
So, yeah, they definitely got destroyed. They're playing on with an interim coach, so they've got no real coach. They got destroyed. And you asked,
can they fire an interim coach? Because I saw somebody.
I mean, you can.
Somebody actually put that. Yeah.
You can go deeper. Who's behind him, right?
Because that's dude. We got to let you go. Imagine that. I know you're temporary. You're a temp, but you're not doing good.
Hey, listen, I'm getting some stick in the chat from One World, One Goal saying I will butcher the name of Pozuelo.
Just call him Pause, like Richard Greenberg.
Yeah, Pozuelo. I think I said his name several times, and I think I said okay. Why you? I mean, I know I have a reputation of screwing up some names, but I think I said it. Pozuelo. I think I said it right there. I said it again. I don't know. Just figuring. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why I'm getting thrown under the bus there. I've said it right so far, I think. Anyways, I'll screw it up later.
You're good.
I'll screw it up later. I'll screw it up. But yeah, Philadelphia is good, but they're not that good. So DC United's pretty bad. How about Wayne Rooney possibly going to coach DC United? That was something I was watching a little bit of that game, and that was something that was brought up. I didn't know that was even a conversation until I was watching some of the games and the announcers were talking about it.
Is he coaching at all?
I don't know. I assume he's got his license if he's in conversations. But Jazz Fusion says, I would say DC was bad, but that would insult bad.
That's how bad they are.
Yeah.
Wow. And the worst thing is that we get to play Philly next, and they're just, those guys are on fire. They're just thinking they're on top of the world. Of course. Thankfully, Carranza will not be one of them, but right. But they just think, they can walk in here and take our points, and we got to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, and that's a Wednesday night game, Ed. It's another game you're probably going to have to miss, right?
Yeah, and you're lucky you're so close by.
Yeah, I am lucky about that for at least another few years, right?
So, at least for another few years, because then I'm going to be close by, and I'm not going to be missing that many games.
Yeah.
I'll just leave work and go straight over there.
There you go. All right, so then
I work in the Doral area, so I'll be good.
All right,
right by the airport.
All right, we got another voicemail, and then let's talk a little bit about that French player.
Wow. How the hell are you today? It's America's Uncle Ned. And I got to say a big shout out to my two geeks from another mother, my main man downtown, Peter Brown, and my best friend, my homie, my ace, the Latino lover of South Florida, Mr. 69 himself,
Ed Lover.
I got to say shout out to my guys, all my buddies out there in the room too. Bruno, Italia, Jet Pancake, Jazz Fusion, all you guys. God bless you guys, and I hope everybody's doing well. Anyway, Uncle Ned is not going to take up too much time. I know I always say that, but I want to say that this past week was a great week despite what happened last night. I know we didn't get the result that we wanted. I didn't watch the show because Comcast decided to yank my ESPN Plus, so I got to get my ESPN Plus back. But I'm calling about the acquisition of Pozuelo. I think he's going to have a major impact on his club. We finally got our number 10, guys. This is our guy. But I have a major question to ask you guys. I don't know if you've addressed it or not, but free Bryce Duke. Yes, free Bryce Duke. We don't want Bryce Duke on the bench. I know everybody loves, especially Neville. I'm pretty sure he's a little bit more favoring Jean Mota, but Jean is not giving us he's not giving us the oomph that we need, especially offensively. Jean Mota is decent, okay? He's just there a lot of times. We need Bryce Duke. Bryce Duke, pair him with Gregory and in the midfield, and let's see how we do. Let's give ourselves an offensive punch. We have never had a great offensive team, and now we have an opportunity to actually have a very good offensive punch. So let's see if we can get that done. I'm wondering how the hell they got Pozuelo, because last time I checked, my Tweety was still on the payroll. Maybe they talked to the soccer Don, the king of the five families, Don Garber, and Don Garber worked his little MLS magic to allow us to have my Tweety as an ambassador, quote unquote. But anyway, that's great, and I'm looking forward to seeing Corentin Jean, the Frenchman that we got. He's only 26. I'm looking forward to seeing this guy out there. So great week despite last night's game, and keep your heads up.
He always gets cut off. But
so we call him Coco, right?
That's his nickname. So it's easier to say than Corentin, because I don't even know if I'm saying that right. So yeah, Coco is a lot easier to say.
I'm okay with Coco too.
Yeah. But it's interesting. So we actually didn't really even touch on yesterday's game, other than the fact that it was late. Part of it is probably because me screwing up the beginning of the show threw me way off. But I was reading. I wrote the paragraph about what we were going to talk about, and I said something about the frenzy of the fans, and that's because I was finding so many different chats and Facebook and different places where the Inter Miami fans were losing their damn minds that they're it's one loss, and they're all talking about firing the coach again, and he's never been the right person, doesn't make the right subs, doesn't do this. I mean, you could question a lot of things, but it's like the sky's fallen, the world is over. And just because one guy made a mistake. And I think he's one of our better defenders. I'm a huge fan.
Our best defender.
I'm a huge fan of Lowe. And I heard some people saying he's crap and this and that. I don't agree. But I think he reads the game well and interrupts a lot of plays, and I think he's great. He just had a bad night, but the positive look is that we've got Pozuelo coming and this Corentin Jean coming in as well. Who putting Coco in there, I would assume, like Indiana last night. So I mean, he's like you say, he's 26. He's not, from everything I read, it's don't expect him to be a DP kind of light up he's not a DP, but I mean, of that, he's not going to surprise everybody, light everything up all of a sudden, become the star of the team, but he could be a solid player. Is he maybe an upgrade over Indiana Vasilev, who I like him. Some games, I mean, he does great and he scores. Other games, like last night, he looks kind of tired, and he should probably have been pulled and put in somebody else, because he's tired. But this guy, hopefully,
Coco plays on which side would Coco play?
I'm not sure. They list him as a striker, so I mean he could play at top. But you quite often, I mean, Robbie was considered a striker, but they put him on the wing, and so is Ariel Lassiter. So yeah, so I don't know what side he'd play on. I imagine we're still waiting for him to get his visa as well. So I don't know when it's going
to happen. Yeah, I think we all feel bad for Lowe, like One World One Goal is putting right now. really wasn't his fault. He wanted to take that ball out, and unfortunately he hit it wrong. And if you see the video, it looks like Calendar had it, would have been able to grab it, and that would have been the game.
And that's the thing too, is people overreacting again. Now I started seeing people like saying, "Oh, it's time for Calendar to sit and bring back Marsman because Marsman apparently is now healthy." And nothing last night was Calendar's fault. I mean, you don't sit the kid; he's hot right now. He dyed his hair blonde for heaven's sake. I mean, you got to keep him in there just for that alone.
It should have been pink, but But the thing is, he also caught a great strike. What could have been a goal.
Yep.
He grabbed it basically on the line. So. I mean, there's nothing you can say about Calendar because I think he's just been a solid goalkeeper lately. And if I were the coach, I wouldn't take him out. Marsman should wait for a little bit, make sure he's 100% because he's been getting hurt a lot.
T-Mac in some numbers says that Carranza buy options 500,000. That makes more sense. That makes more sense. But I don't know. We'll see. We can do a little research, but I didn't look that up. But
wow, if that's true, that's kind of a bargain for the kid.
They will buy him at that
point. Yeah, they will definitely take him because he's been doing really well, and it's going to be sad for us unless we can. What would happen if we say no, we want him back?
I don't know. We'd have to look at the contract. I mean, it's a loan, so I would assume you could pull him back. So there's an option. That doesn't mean I don't know who's in control in that situation. Sometimes when you hear option to buy, it's like that means they have the first option. I don't know about that. And Kata says Marsman made mistakes too. Exactly, and I didn't see any mistakes made by Calendar yesterday that I can remember. At least nothing that stood out. Nothing that stood out. I think he was solid. So. How do you think we do against? So it's a busy time of year right now, Ed. So we've got Wednesday, we've got Philadelphia, and then on Saturday, Charlotte is playing. I think it's Saturday. Charlotte's coming to town, playing here, and then a few days after that, they're playing Barcelona. So it's a busy month.
They're gonna be tired, and we're gonna need these new players. Hopefully, they'll be okay by Saturday. If anything, they could play on the Barcelona game. A game that means nothing, but they'll be able to get some playing time and mesh a little bit better with the team. So that's what I'm hoping for. And I wanted to bring up One Where One Go was talking about how the fan of the opera mask was a cool look for Calendar.
Oh, right, yeah.
What'd you think about that?
Yeah, apparently.
I was wondering why he was wearing it.
Well, it was from a couple games ago. He had some sort of a collision, and again, talking about memory, I don't remember the collision, but that's what they said. So he's worn that for the last 2 games. It's got a little Batman look to him, right?
Yeah, it was kind of cool. Yes, I think I saw somebody in the chat say something about that Batman look to him, which was kind of cool. But going back to the games, like I said, it'd be great if some of these guys are ready to play. If we can get Pozuelo and Coco to start playing at least for the Barcelona game where they can get some minutes and hopefully mesh well with the rest of the team. We want Pozuelo to play well and start providing those passes that we think Campana will be able to score and all the rest of the players as well. So somebody had mentioned Duke. I think I mentioned it before also that I think his playing time is going to be very reduced now that we've got Pozuelo in there, but he'll definitely bring some energy and who knows, it might happen like what Uncle Ned said that they actually decided to put in Duke instead of Mota. It just depends on what the coach wants to do. If the coach has an idea of being a little bit more offensive, and the good thing about Duke is that kid can run, so he's going to defend and he's going to go forward. That's a good thing about him.
Yeah, and he's young, so it's okay to sit him a little bit and you say depth and development and all that kind of stuff. He's still developing, but what a player! He is to me the shining spotlight besides Carranza this year. I was because didn't know what to expect other than I knew that LAFC were a little upset that they let him go.
Carranza, or did you mean to say Campana?
Campana. We've been saying Carranza so much tonight. I meant Campana. Carranza's surprising too, but no,
he is. He's doing good.
Campana and Bryce Duke this year have been the bright spotlights to me. Duke is and you feel bad that he's going to go to the bench, but does Neville have the balls to sit Mata? Like, I think Mata's. See, here's the thing: is I think Mata does a lot of stuff that doesn't end up on the stats. You forget about his crappy distance shots. He does break up a lot of plays, move the ball around quick touches and stuff like that. He's valuable in there, and sometimes Duke can be just kind of this hungry little chihuahua out there biting at everybody's, nipping at everybody's heels, and a little bit of everywhere and stuff like that.
And then he gets that yellow.
Yeah, and whereas Mata might be a little more composed, but that's just experience and age. But I would like to see that combination that Uncle Ned was talking about. I mean, if at some point it could happen just based on the fact that there's so many games and somebody needs to take a break. So you put in Duke because maybe Mata's got a slight injury, or because it's 2 games in a week and somebody needs a break. So Jay Kington is throwing out the concept. Am I crazy to think Phil could throw Mata at right back and have Gregory, Pozuelo, and Duke?
That would be interesting.
I don't know. Have we seen Mata this year play in the defense at all? I don't think so. I don't know.
No, but I would imagine he could. I would imagine he could, and that would be interesting to see if the coach decides to do that. Just to
experiment. Jazz Fusion is saying Mota. Like, are we saying it wrong? Mata? I don't know. My Brazilian wife told me it's Mata. He's Brazilian.
Well, she's Brazilian. So I've been saying Mota as well because it's how
I don't know. When we get a Brazilian player, I just ask my wife. Say. Yeah, when we get a Brazilian player, I ask my wife how to say it. Doesn't mean she gets it right, but that's where I get it from. So blame her.
Oh, you should get your wife in there so she could give us some classes on how you pronounce some of these names. Gregory, are we doing Gregory right?
Well, see, there's a difference there. I got the Gregory before. My nephew from Brazil was living with us. I asked him how to say it, and he told me it's Gregory. And then my wife says, no, it's Gregory. I'm like, well, whatever. So I don't know. See, even amongst Brazilians, it's
potato. Tomato,
right? Enter Miami 561 says Bryce Duke is going to be a top player if he keeps it up. Hopefully Pozuelo coming doesn't throw him off his mojo, and hope Phil finds a way to manage both on the field together. So if we go with what Jay is saying, that is a way to get them on the field together. I like that. We'd like to see him try. Kata's asking, Ed, let's see what you think about this. What do you guys think of Vasilev lately? To me, other than scoring some last week he was great. He had a good game.
Brace,
but I don't know. I think he's been. If you look at the entire season that he's been here, it's less than when I think he's taken a step down from last year.
I think he's valuable. He can hold on to the ball and all that. But let's see. We still got a lot of the season to go, so he's going to have his opportunity to demonstrate why they're putting him as a starter. And we don't know with these new players that are coming who's going to start, who's not going to start. So it's going to get interesting. Whatever's good for the team, I'm okay with, as long as somebody's putting I look at they're going crazy about the pronunciations now.
I know. Everybody, yeah. If in the one thing I'll say, if you watch a show long enough, and One World, One Goal has, and that's why she's teasing me, is I do butcher everybody's name. So I mean, it's just part of the show. It's part of my charm.
He gets Ed wrong sometimes, and Ed's pretty straightforward.
Eduardo.
You get my name wrong sometimes.
Eduardo. Edgar.
Actually, Edgar.
I know. Chris Arjun is saying, I see a few fans calling for Lowe's head after last night. What a shame. That's ridiculous. Yeah, that is ridiculous.
No, it wasn't his fault.
He's we said it before. I think he's our best defender. He's got the experience. Yeah. He calms the group down. I think Mabika was okay in the game next to Lowe, but he's a little slow at times. So is Ryan Saylor, but I think I like Ryan Saylor better than Mabika right now. I think the first few games, Saylor seemed like he moved around like he was like in molasses. He seemed to move kind of slow, like a clunky, big, tall dude. But he seems to have gotten the hang of it. Just the speed of the game, maybe. So, yeah, nothing wrong. Exactly one world. I love when Peter butchers names. Charming. There you go. It's part of my charm, Ed.
Because I guess.
So Kata's also saying that Mata has played left back in Brazil, but he doubts it would happen on this team.
He's played left back. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
He does play in the left. Yeah.
All right, Ed. So again, we have a busy week again. Philadelphia and then Charlotte. How do you think we do coming out of this week?
Philadelphia's going to be tough, man. We need all these players. Hopefully they're going to get a nice, decent rest for the next couple of days, and I'm sure they're going to be practicing, but they need to be on top of them, especially the defense, man. We already know Philadelphia is pretty good up top. Good thing Carranza's not going to be there, so that's one less threat. So defensively, we have to be on our game. Up top, hopefully Duke and Campana and the rest of the guys will be able to do a decent showing and have some shots on goal and hopefully we can get a win, man. It's going to be tough, man. I'm hoping for a win, but it might be a tie.
And then Saturday, I would think we can beat Charlotte, or at least that may be a tie as well. But I think we should expect this team to beat Charlotte at least.
Yeah, we should. They're going to be this is a lot of games in a row here, so
right.
we're going to have some
tired
players. Higuain's probably going to play, if not on against Philly, against Charlotte. So he's going to get some playing time. There's no way out of it. But I think we've got a chance against Charlotte for sure.
Yeah, busy week, but this is the kind of thing. It's fun. It's going to be a fun week, and here, and as negative as people are, it's a lot of fun. Esteban Mejia is asking, with the new additions, what would be your preferred lineup?
I think you had one already, didn't you, Peter? You had done a little lineup setup.
I actually ripped that off from I forgot his name, but it was a insider. Let me see if I can find it. Look at that.
The Inter Miami. That's.
Look at that. Yeah. That was Neville after this weekend's game.
Yep, they were so close so far. And if you guys didn't get to check that out, I was able to check out the press conference and. For the most part, he was thinking the team did well, but we unlucky at the very end.
Yeah,
so that's the lineup right there.
This is a potential lineup. This was put out by I forgot his name, but it's somebody on Twitter is an MLS insider, and this was his guess of what the lineup could look like once Pozuelo is starting to play. Calendar and goal, Mabika and Lowe in the middle with McVeigh on the left and Yedlin on the right. And some people are actually saying they want McVeigh to play in the middle because that's his natural position. Even the coach said he's better at middle, but he's playing where it's needed. Mm-hmm. So I would switch out Mabika and put in Saylor. And then you got Mata and Gregory in the middle. Makes sense right now, although we'd like to see Bryce Duke. But for this game, I would assume this upcoming weekend, you see where Pozuelo is, put Bryce Duke right there, and then the rest is the same. Right. Vasilev, Lassiter. Maybe at times you're going to switch out like they did in this last game. Switch out Lassiter with Robert Taylor because Robert Taylor's not in here either. So, but the coach will flip those guys around every other game basically, and Vasilev and Campana. But maybe you take out Vasilev and put in Coco. Just guessing that maybe he played. I don't know. Maybe he plays on the right. I'm not sure. So that's a possible lineup for once we get Pozuelo. To answer Esteban's question, I think Do you agree with that?
That looks pretty good. I mean, pending. I think Coco probably be in there for one of those players. I think they'll probably leave Lassiter in. I think he plays on the left side. So, if I'm not mistaken, I saw something like that.
Esteban saying he would change Vasilev for Taylor.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I like Taylor. I think he's a good player. I know some people. I think it was Uncle Ned that's giving him a hard time at times, but I think.
Yeah, I think he contributes pretty well to the team. So he's got his flashes, but I think Jazz Fusion is also saying he'd rather have Taylor and Duke in there. It's doable, and they're gonna have their opportunity because like we said, it's 2 games in a row, and a lot of these guys are gonna be tired, so
right.
They're gonna have to switch things around no matter what.
Hey Ed, we got another voicemail. Let's go to that. It's time for your voicemail.
Hello.
Hey, Peter and Uncle Ed, you do look very handsome on this 55-inch TV. Still on vacay over at the folks, and oh my God, now I forgot what I'm calling. Oh, it's Italian.
Hey.
Look, we're all forgetting everything today. Oh my God, I had something so funny to say, now I can't even remember. Oh, I was going to say, Jim Curtin is an amazing coach. He was up for Coach of the Year with Philadelphia. Of course, he played with Diego Serna 17. Around that time, the same era, and they're friends actually. So, we got to get our ducks in a row, or whatever the expression is from the UK, and they really got to get some offensive firepower, like super fast. So they got to take like 17 shots on goal, 15 shots on goal to get 2 or 3 to go in. Not on goal, but on, on target to get like 2 or 3 on goal and get it to go in. Okay, love you guys, love the show, bye.
Yeah, they got to shoot. Definitely got to shoot. And Campana's been kind of quiet as far on that area, at least in this last game. He wasn't getting the service, I guess. He had to drop back quite a bit.
That's a good thing because he does go back and he defends when he has to defend. So, that's something we're not going to get from Higuain. It's good that he does do that. He does go back and defends, but we need him to score. So hopefully things will change on that front once we get the reinforcements totally in.
I agree with what Kata is saying here. Coco better have a better touch because we had some chances last night. If a touch was better, we got a good chance at goal. Yeah, several players had kind of their first touches were bad or that last final touch was bad. So we got to see how Coco is there for sure. Kata then goes ahead and asks again, is Gibbs done? He ideally would be starting with at left back and McVeigh and Lowe at center back. I think Gibbs is done. I mean, I mean, why would he not be playing? At this point, he's healthy. Why would he not be playing? So I think he's done at this point.
No, he might get a chance to play, and maybe he might get his chance,
off the bench.
His last hoorah.
Yeah.
So if he can't prove anything, I think Gibbs might be done for the year as well because he's just been hurt and just hasn't been able to do anything.
I mean, I would say he's done for his career at this point, right? I mean, it's you call it a day. This is the retirement league at times.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they call it.
Yeah. So, Inter Miami 561 is saying we need to secure those points at home. We play way better at home. The environment motivates the players to push to the limit. So I feel we will come out on top these next 2 games. I like that. Line of thinking and going along with that line of thinking, people need to show up to these damn games. There's fewer and fewer people, it seems like, at the games, to get that, that feeling, right? You need a full stadium. I think we're the fullest we're going to see that stadium is against Barcelona because Barcelona coming to town, that alone will fill the stadium. They could have played at Hard Rock. So that, the Hard Rock Stadium.
Easily. They could have filled that sucker up.
I mean, we saw them years and years ago. I think you were there, Ed, with me and Julio. I think with 3 of us were there.
Yeah.
And saw like 60,000 people to see Barcelona play Chivas. So, there's that. So people need to show up. Hey, one thing I forgot to mention is go to worldsoccertalk.com and there's an article there about we were nominated as a top fan YouTube channel. So go in there. I want everybody to go to worldsoccertalk.com. I can't put the link in the chat. It won't let me. And vote for Football Miami TV. I mean, we were winning for a minute, but then the channels that we're fighting against are like, Premier League team channels. All right, so they got a few more fans than Inter Miami.
100,000 followers and stuff.
Yeah. We're a small little minnow in this big pond. But give us some votes, anyways, and show us some love. Show us some love there.
Give Ed some love.
Yeah. Nick Scher is asking, what happened to Breck Shea? Good question. He can't even get on the field. I mean, I don't know. Is he still hurt?
I guess the other players are just, most of them have been solid, and he got hurt, and they're just not thinking about him.
Yeah, well, you know what?
A great player.
On Wednesday, I'm gonna watch the warm-ups. Make sure I get there a little bit early and watch the warm-ups and just see how he looks out there. Is he moving around normal, or what the deal is? I don't know. But good problem. It looks like you got a fan here. We love me some Chi-Chi, Uncle Ed.
Yeah, that's my nickname, Chi-Chi.
Uncle Ed. One World loving herself some Uncle Ed there. Anu is saying that Atlanta Stadium is getting more and more empty. That's big news. Wow.
And that's a big stadium.
It's a big stadium
to be empty.
But they've also had such an amazing crowd. Every single, game they've played. I mean, every year they've played, they've been so great as far as the fan support. But no matter where you are, the fans expect you to win, and when you don't, they stop showing. Right.
And that's the thing. Once you're not doing well, they just don't like you no more. And that's a Miami problem too.
I mean, it's everywhere. We have some of the worst fans, and I think part of it is just that so many people come from all over the world, and they want to support their team. They're not open to supporting another team. And then we have so many like soccer snobs here.
Night activities. Yeah, there's also so many activities to do over here.
Yeah. But I mean, there's activities to do everywhere. I mean, you go anywhere, there's activities.
Yeah, but more over here, Peter Brown. This place
here's the thing.
This is a very social area.
Maybe here's the part of the difference is some of the activities here, at least for me, can be very, very chill to where then you get into a zone where you don't want to move, you don't want to get up, you don't want to go do anything. Like if I'm lounging by the pool today, I did some yard work early, and then I'm lounging by the pool all day. It was hard to get me to come and do the show. I'm like, chilling by the pool, and let alone go to a soccer game. I'm just chilling, and maybe that's it. People go to the beach, they go hang out by their pool. They're just like in Zen mode. They're drinking. They're like, I'm not going anywhere. They're not. They're gonna lose. I mean, my daughter is constantly saying, did the team win? No. She goes, of course not.
That's how my wife is too. Oh, they lost again, right? And I'm like, yes, they lost again.
Ed, we were we were together for a little bit this weekend, and you saw my daughter. Did you hear my daughter say that she might, in the future, support Orlando over Inter Miami?
She said that.
She said that. You were standing close by. She said that.
Block that out. I think I wasn't paying attention because
I told her she wasn't allowed. I said she's not allowed.
No,
it's because she wants to go to college up at UCF, and she wants to get on the Disney.
Yes.
She wants to get on the Disney college program. She wants to do that kind of stuff. She's like, so she's thinking at least her college years, she may be living in Orlando, and so she's like, I might embrace Orlando, and then I also
that
said,
was just to dig at you.
Oh, she 100%.
That was just
100%. And she's like, and they win, don't they? And I go, well, now, but they sucked for a long time as well. They're now winning.
Wow, yeah.
They were bad for quite a long time. They just now started to turn it around.
Yeah, that was pure evil on your child. I think she probably gets that from your wife's side because you're a goody two shoes. Roberto, how you doing, my friend? Roberto was in Brazil. He was taking pictures. I saw him with the Inter Miami scarf and everything. So good for him.
Roberto says, "Don't worry, it's her way to rebel against Daddy." She's doing it with a smile, though. She's doing it with a big old smile. And then what I said to her was like, in some ways, it's my own damn fault because we do go to Orlando a lot. We go to Disney. We love Disney, so we go to Orlando a lot. We go to Orlando so much that you would think I would have driven up to Orlando to see this game. But when we go to Orlando, we want to go to Disney. It's hard to convince my daughter to say go to a soccer game.
You know, one of my grandkids was born in Orlando. So that's, you know, I'm teaching her now that, you know, that's a no-no.
Well, and that was
Inter Miami, everything.
That was the other thing that she's like, you know, because before we had Inter Miami, we did go to some Orlando City games just because it's the closest MLS. We didn't have season tickets or anything like that, but we went to a handful of games. Right. And she's like, those games
I went to.
Yeah. She's like, those games that we went to, she's like, they won. And I'm like, you don't remember. You don't remember. You don't know. But she swears that they did. So anyway.
Oh, my goodness.
Parenting.
And you don't remember because you're old. You forget.
Yeah.
And this has been like the forgetting show to this one. We should rename it.
Yeah. Forgot to click on the wrong thing. So.
Oh, look at that. Roberto's saying that his son is going to go to UCF and he will support Inter Miami.
That's a good boy. That's a good boy.
He's doing the right thing right there.
Doing it right. All right, everybody. I think that pretty much wraps it up. That means that the show is a little bit shorter because I got a late start on this feed. But I mean, if you want to see us start the show off for like 5-6 minutes.
For 5 minutes.
You can go to
5 minutes of craziness.
That's funny.
And that's cool. But don't forget, guys, tomorrow, 9 p.m. live, we will be Total Geeks.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll be talking about the Nerd Show. Everything Star Wars, everything, Marvel, DC, all that good stuff. Anything nerdy. We'll talk about the boys, and we'll talk about if Ed thinking maybe I'm too much of a prude to enjoy the boys. I think so.
I'm not enjoying the boys.
We're going to discuss.
I'm not enjoying the boys.
There's certain things that Peter couldn't put up with, and we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. So do check us out, guys. Anything else, Peter Brown?
No, I think that's it. Kata did ask one last question. Do you think there will be another signing? I think no. I don't think so. It may be an MLS signing, MLS level player signing, but I don't think nothing big. I don't think so. I think at this point they're now starting to switch gears, look towards the winter window, look for next year. My thought. Oh, there was one thing to remember that we kind of talked about in a chat with Uncle Ned is that everybody just thinks that next year we've got all of our DPs available, but Pizarro is still under contract for next year. So
is Pizarro coming back? Would you take him back, Peter Brown?
Yes, I like Pizarro. I think in the right situation he can be really good. Although he's not, from what I understand, he's not doing well in Monterrey. Right? He's in Monterrey.
He's not doing well. He got hurt, and he just hasn't been able to get back to his form. I think he's a great player. Just had bad momentum. Things just haven't gone his way. He was playing, I think, in a position and with players that didn't understand him over here. Higuain was also, I think, one of the reasons why.
Yeah.
Higuain will probably not be around next year, so there's a chance he might thrive with the rest of these players.
Right. So next year we open up the Higuain DP most likely, but we still have to offload Pizarro. He's still an issue. We still got to offload him and Pellegrini as well.
Yeah, Pellegrini is another guy. Yeah, I think he's definitely gone. Yeah, isn't he? He's occupying a under
young
21
DP.
Position.
He was like a young DP.
So if we get Campana, he would still be under the young DP, I would imagine, right?
Campana?
If he becomes
Okay, so I guess we'll go long a minute because that's something we were chatting about, and that's the question is. So the under 22 initiative, you qualify if you're under 22, and it's your first contract. So does a loan count as your first contract is the question. Because if the loan counts as his first contract, he will not qualify as a under 22 initiative where you could spend a bunch of money on a player and not count, kind of like a DP. So the U22 initiative, he may not be qualified for if a loan counts as a contract. I don't know. If a loan may be its own thing, where then it does not count as a contract. I'm not sure the answer to that, but because there's so many weird rules in MLS, so I don't know. He might have to be a senior DP. Even if he is,
Well,
pay it. We got to make it happen. So
yeah.
All right. So we could talk more about that.
be.
We could talk more about that in the coming weeks because we'll have lots of time to talk about more signings and whether there are TAM deals. If there's anything coming down the pike, we can definitely cover that next week. But everybody, thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and go to Caneswear. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Go to Caneswear.
It's tomorrow at on the Nerd Show, right? See you tomorrow.
Nerd Show tomorrow. Oh, yeah. See you tomorrow.
All right. Bye, everybody.